Hello students, welcome to chemistry class. In the previous topic, we discussed about ideal and non-ideal solutions and azeotropic mixtures. In today's class, we are going to learn about colligative properties. Colligative properties and first colligative property, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. So colligative properties, shall we start? Yes. So what is meant by colligative property? What is meant by colligative property? Colligative property means the properties which depend on number of particles but not on the nature of the particles are called colligative properties. What is colligative property? The property which depends on number but not on the nature. This is important. Which depends on number but not on the nature. So how many particles are there? That is important. Whether that a particle is sucrose or urea or glucose, that is not important. So there are some properties, that properties depending on only number of particles but not on the nature. These type of particles are called colligative properties. What are colligative properties? The properties which depends on the number of particles but not on the nature of the particles are called colligative properties. So there are four colligative properties. Relative lowering of the vapor pressure of the solvent. Relative lowering of vapor pressure, RLVP. Second one is depression of freezing point. Third one is elevation of boiling point. Fourth one is osmotic pressure. These four are the colligative properties. These four properties depending on only number but not on the nature. So colligative property is inversely proportional to its gram molecular weight. So this is for objective purpose important. You will see with examples also later. So these are the colligative properties: relative lowering of vapor pressure, osmotic pressure, elevation of boiling point, depression of freezing point. So what is the importance? It is for a board exam, this question is importance. What is the importance of colligative property? Colligative properties are used to calculate the molecular mass of unknown solute. Colligative properties are used to calculate the molar mass of unknown solute. To calculate the molecular mass of unknown solute or molar mass of unknown solute. Now you will see first colligative property, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. You see here I taken some solute. Solute is taken. Some solute is adding to some solvent, water. Some salt is adding to this water. So before adding this one, this total surface is occupied by only solvent molecules. By the addition of these solute particles into this solution, then some surface positions occupied by this solute particles. So that means in pure solvent you can see here in this diagram, in pure solvent all these surface occupied by solvent molecules only. In the case of pure solvent, total surface is covered with solvent molecules. That means because of collisions, during collisions these surface molecules will gain energy and escapes into vapor state. So this total vapor pressure is more. Vapor pressure of pure solvent is more because this surface is covered by only solvent molecules. But by the addition of solute, you take this black particles. These black particles are solute particles. Some particles occupied surface positions. So then what happened? Surface area of solvent molecules decreases. In solution, that means solute and solvent are there. In solution, surface area of solvent molecules decreases. You know, evaporation is directly proportional to surface area. Evaporation is directly proportional to surface area. Surface area of solvent molecules decreases, evaporation decreases, then vapor pressure decreases. So it is vapor pressure of solution P. This is vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is P naught. P naught represents vapor pressure of pure solvent. P represents vapor pressure of solution. Now out of P naught and P, which one has more vapor pressure? Between P naught and P, which is more? Yes, which one is more? Bigger value, larger value? Vapor pressure of pure solvent is greater than vapor pressure of solution. So you remember this point. Now you see, relative lowering of vapor pressure for every colligative property is determined with some method. So this one, it is important to remember because for competitive exams, for objective question, this is important. So Ostwald's dynamic method is used to calculate the relative lowering of vapor pressure. Ostwald's dynamic method. So Ostwald's dynamic method is based on the measurement of relative lowering of vapor pressure of a solution due to addition of non-volatile solute. Relative lowering of vapor pressure as per Raoult's law is equal to mole fraction of solute. In the previous class, I explained you about this one. At a particular temperature, RLVP is equal to X2. At a particular temperature, RLVP is equal to X2. What is RLVP? Relative lowering of vapor pressure. What is X2? Mole fraction of solute. So it is the statement of Raoult's law. So RLVP is equal to X2, where X2 is the mole fraction of solute. But this formula also, this is also formula related to Raoult's law. What is the difference between these two? This is same like relative lowering of vapor pressure. But here only X2 is there. Here X1 plus X2 plus so on up to Xn is there. Is there any relation between this and this? Yes, both are same. Here only one solute is there. Here number of solutes are more. N number of solutes are there. Here n number of solutes. If solution contains n number of solutes, then relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to mole fractions, sum of mole fractions of all these solutes. X1 is mole fraction of solute 1. X2 is mole fraction of solute 2. Like that, Xn is mole fraction of solute n. So this is also Raoult's law only. So it is must be remembered that relative lowering of vapor pressure is a colligative property. This is important. Relative lowering RLVP only colligative property. In objective type exams, objective questions, they will ask which of the following is a colligative property. Relative lowering of vapor pressure is a colligative property. You remember that other two, that means vapor pressure of lowering, that means lowering of vapor pressure and vapor pressures are not colligative properties. Vapor pressure and so vapor pressure means P, lowering of vapor pressure means P naught minus P. These two are not colligative properties. Only this relative lowering of vapor pressure is a colligative property. So you know that colligative properties, the property which depends on number of particles but not on the nature. First colligative property is relative lowering of vapor pressure. If solution contains only solvent and solute, here solvent and solute. Generally, I told in previous classes, for solvent we will use the number 1, for solute 2. So, if N1 is the number of moles of solvent, N2 is the number of moles of solute, according to Raoult's law. What is Raoult's law? RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure, is equal to X2. So RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure, means P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught. What is this P1 naught minus P1? Lowering of vapor pressure by P1 naught. This total term is relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to N2 by N1 plus N2. N2 by N1 plus N2 is mole fraction of solute. You know, for dilute solutions, amount of solute is very less. Amount of solute is N2 is less than N1. You can neglect N2 in denominator. N2 in the denominator. Then P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught is equal to N2 by N1. So this is simplified Raoult's law for dilute solutions. You know value of N1. What is N1? Already here I told N1, number of moles of solvent. So that means mass of solvent W1 by molar mass of solvent M1. So N1 is equal to W1 by M1. Similarly, N2 is number of moles of solute. That means mass of solute by molar mass of solute, that is N2. You substitute the values of N1 and N2 in the above equation, then finally you will get P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught is equal to W2 by W1 into M1 by M2. This formula is very useful for solving numericals, related to this RLVP concept, colligative properties. Okay. So relative lowering of vapor pressure with respect to graph, you will see with respect to graph. You know vapor pressure is, this is vapor pressure on y-axis, temperature on x-axis. You know as temperature increases, vapor pressure increases exponentially. As temperature increases, vapor pressure increases exponentially. But here, already in the starting this class I told vapor pressure of solvent is greater than vapor pressure of solution. Solution vapor pressure is less than solvent. So as temperature increases, vapor pressure of solvent increases and it reaches 1 atmosphere, that means atmospheric pressure. As temperature increases, vapor pressure of a solution or vapor pressure of a solvent, vapor pressure of solvent or vapor pressure of solution reaches atmospheric pressure, that is 1 atmosphere at a particular temperature. This temperature is called boiling point. What is this temperature? Boiling point. This is boiling point of pure solvent, TB naught. What is TB? boiling point of solution. So this is about boiling point, temperature and vapor pressure related curve. So what is boiling point? The temperature at which vapor pressure of liquid is equal to atmospheric pressure is called boiling point. Here one important point, colligative properties are of the dilute solutions are also called democrative properties. So democratic country India. So in India everybody has equal rights. So that means even Mukesh Ambani sir and one common Aam Aadmi, both are having equal rights because it is a democratic country. So depending on number, not on nature. So depending on only numbers. Colligative property depending on numbers, not on the nature. This is because just as in democracy, it is only the number of persons which count. So rich person and poor person, their vote number is value is same. So here number is important in democratic. So here also colligative properties we will consider as democratic properties because here properties depends on number but not on the nature. One more point, colligative properties of electrolytes. Electrolytes means like NaCl or HCl like this. It may be acid or base or salt. Electrolyte means it may be acid or base or salt solution. It undergo ionization. You take NaCl. NaCl is an electrolyte. You drop NaCl in water, you will get two particles, Na plus Cl minus. So colligative property of NaCl has more value than expected because it undergo dissociation, it undergo ionization. Colligative properties of electrolytes have more values because they undergo ionization. So numericals related to this relative lowering of vapor pressure we will discuss. For solving numericals you have to remember these formulas. First formula is this one. It is Raoult's law only. RLVP is equal to X2. Here P1 naught is vapor pressure of pure solvent. P1 is vapor pressure of solution. N2 number of moles of solute. N1 number of moles of solvent. N2 is number of moles of solute. So this is the Raoult's law. This one also Raoult's law only. What is the difference? For dilute solutions, if amount of solute is comparatively less than solvent, you can neglect this N2 in the denominator. Then that formula will become like this. In most of the numericals, if dilute solution is given, we will use this formula to solve the numericals. So these formulas are important. Now you will see first question. The vapor pressure of pure water at 298 Kelvin is 23.8 mm of mercury. 50 grams of urea is dissolved in 850 grams of water. Calculate the vapor pressure of water for this solution and its relative lowering of vapor pressure. So vapor pressure of solution. Again you check the vapor pressure of pure water at 298. Here temperature is constant, you leave it. So vapor pressure of pure water means pure solvent, 23.8 mm. That means this 23 point is the vapor pressure of pure solvent, P naught, because pure water given, 50 grams of urea is dissolved in 850 grams of water. So 50 grams of urea 850 grams of water. Two substances are there. Which one quantity is less? 50 grams. This is solute, mass of solute. This 850 grams is mass of solvent. So mass of solute, this is W1, W2. So solvent, it is W1. Urea. What is the molar mass of urea? You calculate N14, H1, C12, O16. So you calculate all these things. Urea molar mass, you will get 60. You know the P naught value. You know the two weights. And water, you know water. That means you know molar mass of water 18. Molar mass of urea 60. So by using this and Raoult's law, calculate the vapor pressure of the solution. That means you have to calculate P. After that, one more you have to calculate, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. That means P naught minus P by P naught. So this is about question. In every numerical, first you read that numericals clearly, then you will start. You see what given? P1 naught, vapor pressure of pure solvent is given. Vapor pressure of pure solvent given, that is 23.8 mm of Hg. Next, weight of urea given, weight of urea solvent, weight of solute 50 grams W2. Weight of water given 850 grams. Molar mass of urea, urea is solute M2 60. You know molar mass of water M1 18. So you know W1, W2, M1, M2. You can calculate W1 by M1. That means number of moles of solvent, number of moles of solvent, number of moles of solute. So by using this N1, N2, X1 you can calculate X1, mole fraction of solvent. According to Raoult's law, P1 is equal to X1 into P1 naught. P1 is equal to X1 into P1 naught. Partial vapor pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. Is directly proportional to its mole fraction, Raoult's law. So instead of P1, you can use 23.8. You know calculate how to calculate X1, that is N1 by N1 plus N2. You simplify this one, you will get X1. Substitute this X1 and P1 naught, you will get P1. So by substituting these two, that means X1 value and P1 naught, you will get P1. P1 is equal to X1 into P1 naught. So from this already X1 already value is there. How much you will get X1? 0.983. Substitute 0.983 into 23.8 P1 value. Both is simplify. You will get P1, that is 23.395 mm. One point you notice here. What is the vapor pressure of pure solvent? 23.8. 23.8 is pure solvent. What is the vapor pressure of solution? 23.395. From 23.8, 23.395 km. That means there is a decrease in vapor pressure. So vapor pressure of solvent is always greater than vapor pressure of solution. So next in question, given question, they asked to calculate two things. One is vapor pressure of what solution. Second one is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. You know vapor pressure of solution already calculated. Relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to X2. Already you know value of X1, that is 0.983. So what is X2? You know it is a binary solution. X1 plus X2 is equal to 1. In binary solution, X1 plus X2 is equal to 1. Already you know the value of X1. So that is X1 value is 0.983. So how to calculate X2? Therefore X2 is equal to 1 minus 0.983. 1 minus 0.983. So you simplify, then you will get the X2 value. So it is a numerical. This type of numericals are important. Next numerical you will see. It is example question. Already it is solved in our textbook. Once you read this question, that is the vapor pressure of pure benzene given, pure benzene vapor pressure given, that is 0.850 bar. That means pure benzene means P naught given, P naught, it is P naught. A non-volatile, non-electrolyte solid, how much weight given? 0.5 gram when added to 39 grams of benzene. One weight is 39 grams, one weight is 0.5 grams. Is it 39 grams? This is 0.5. Which one is more? 39 is more, so it is weight of solvent W1. So 0.5 is less, it is weight of solute W2. So molar mass of benzene given, that is 78. This is M1. Because it is a solvent, weight W1 is 39, molar mass M1 is 78. You don't know the non-volatile solute molar mass, you know the weight only. So vapor pressure of the solution is given 0.845. This is vapor pressure of solution P. So vapor pressure of pure solvent 0.850. Vapor pressure of solution is 0.845. So pure solvent has more vapor pressure. You can see here 0.850 to 0.845. There is a decrease in vapor pressure because solute is added. So finally what they asked? Molar mass of the solid substance. Molar mass of the solid substance. Now you see the solution. The various quantities what they given, you see the given data. In the year 0.850 bar, that is vapor pressure of pure solvent. 0.845 vapor pressure of solution, both given. Molar mass of solvent given. And weight of solute given. And one more quantity, weight of solvent also given. All these quantities you substitute in the Raoult's law formula. What is the Raoult's law formula? P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught is equal to, what is the formula? W2 by M2 into M1 by W1. So this is the formula of Raoult's law. So you substitute P1 naught 0.850 minus P by P1 naught, W2 by M2 into M1 78 by W1. So from this all quantities you know except this M2, you simplify this 78 39 2 times 2 into 0.5, it is equal to 1. So 1 by M2. You know 8.850 by 840 minus 845, that is 0.05. So simply simplify this thing, you will get M2 is equal to 170 gram per mole. 170 gram per mole. So it is a example question. Next question, in-text question related to same concept. In-text question. Again you read what quantities given. Vapor pressure of pure water at 298 Kelvin is 23.8 mm. That is a pure water, pure solvent given. 50 grams of urea dissolved in 850 grams of water. Calculate the vapor pressure of its solution. So this question already solved, same model. So you can see this one, P1 naught, W1, W2, M1, M2. So P1 you can calculate this one. You see this vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is P1 naught is 23.8. One weight is 50, another weight 850. Small weight, less weight, that is weight of urea taken W2 solute. More weight is weight of solvent mm. So 50 grams of urea and 850 grams of water. So 50 grams of urea, that is mass of solute. 850 grams of water, that is mass of solvent. You know the mass of molar mass of water 18, molar mass of urea 60. So by using this you have to calculate relative vapor pressure of the solution, first, and its relative lowering of vapor pressure. So you know from Raoult's law, by using Raoult's law, first you have to calculate vapor pressure and vapor pressure, relative lowering of vapor pressure. So this is the formula related to Raoult's law. You cannot neglect 850 grams while comparing with 850 grams. So you calculate number of moles of solute. So that is 50 grams by 60, that is weight of urea by molar mass of urea. What is N1? How to calculate N1? Number of moles of water, that is 850 grams by molar mass is 18. So P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure, is equal to X2. That means N2 by N1 plus N2. You know value of N2, N1, N2. So you know the values from right hand side, all values you know right hand side. You substitute all these things. You know to P1 naught also. So simplify this equation. You will get P1 is equal to 23.4 mm of Hg. 23.4 mm of Hg. This is 23.4 mm of Hg is vapor pressure of solution. Vapor pressure of solution. What is the vapor pressure of pure solvent? 23.8. You can observe 23.8 is vapor pressure of pure solvent. Here 23.4 vapor pressure of solution. You have to always check vapor pressure of solution. You have to get a less value than vapor pressure of pure solvent. Hence vapor pressure of water in the given solution, this one. So relative lowering is how much? Relative lowering 0.013. So 0.013. So this is this numerical. Next one you will see. Next numerical. An aqueous solution of 2% non-volatile solute exerts a pressure of 1.00 bar at the normal boiling point of the solvent. What is the molar mass of solute? What is the molar mass of solute? What quantity is given? You see 2%. 2% means already in first classes I explained 2 per 100. 2 per 100. 2% means 2 grams is solute. 100 grams is solution. 2 grams is mass of solute is 2 grams. Mass of solution is 100 grams. That is the meaning of 2%. Pressure is 1.00 bar. Solution pressure given. That means P at the normal boiling point of solvent. Here normal boiling point. This one also importance in this question. What is the molar mass of the solute? So you can see in this question, vapor pressure of the solution, vapor pressure of the solution at vapor pressure of the solution given, vapor pressure of the solution. How much vapor pressure given? 1.00 bar, 4 bar. So this is given P1 given, solution, vapor pressure of solution given. Okay, vapor pressure of pure water. Here in question is it given? No, pure water not given. But normal boiling point. Boiling point means normal boiling point of water. Boiling point of the solvent. What is the boiling point of the solvent? Water, that is 100 degrees centigrade. At 100 degrees centigrade, at the normal boiling point, vapor pressure of liquid is equal to atmospheric pressure. What is the atmospheric pressure? 1.013 bar. So vapor pressure of pure water at normal boiling point is equal to 1.013 bar. You know P1 value, you know P1 naught, that is pure solvent. So mass of solute 2, because I already told 2 by 100, 2 grams in 100 grams of solution 2. So 100 grams is weight of solution. So what is the mass of solvent? 98 grams. You know W1, W2, P1 naught, P1, M1, that is molar mass of solvent. You have to calculate molar mass of solute. What is the molar mass of the solute? This is the data given in the question. By using Raoult's law, you have to calculate M2. According to Raoult's law, this is the formula of Raoult's law. What is the formula of Raoult's law? P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught is equal to, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure, is equal to mole fraction of solute. So this pressure by pure solvent pressure. W2 2, M2 you have to calculate. M1 is 18, W1 is 98 mass of solvent. So you simplify all these terms, you will get M2, that is molar mass of solute. That's value is 41.35. Because it is a molar mass, you have to write units gram per mole, 41.35. So it is the question in from textbook NCERT exercise question. Next, one more question, exercise question. You can see the vapor pressure of water is 12.3 kilopascals at 300 Kelvin. Calculate the vapor pressure of 1 molar solution of non-volatile solute in it. So you check this one, what given, 12.3 kilopascals, pure water. So P naught or P1 naught. Calculate the vapor pressure of this solution. You have to calculate P or P1. So non-volatile solute. But here 1 molar given. That means what is 1 molar? 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1 kg of solvent. 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1 kg of solvent. Weight of solute is 1 mole. Number of moles of solute 1 mole. Number of moles of solvent is 1 kg by 18, that is 55.5. Now we will see 1 molar of solution means 1 mole of solute present in 1000 grams of water. That means molar mass of water is 18. Therefore number of moles of present in water, that is 1000 by 18, 55.56. That means you know number of moles of solvent. Therefore mole fraction of solute, how to calculate mole fraction of solute? X2 is equal to N2 by N1 plus N2. So X2 is equal to N2 because 1 molar means 1 mole. Here 1 molar solute given means 1 mole solute. This is N2. N2 is 1. This is N1. You know the value of N2 and N1. You can calculate X2. X2 is equal to N2 by N1 plus N2. You got the value 0.0177. So the vapor pressure is given 12.3 kilopascals. You have to calculate vapor pressure of solution. From Raoult's law, X2 got, you know the value of X2 means, so Raoult's law is P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to X2. So that means 12.3 minus P1 by 12.3, that value you know already 0.0177. Therefore 12.3 minus P1 is equal to, you multiply these two terms. So P1 is equal to 12.0823. So approximately 12.08 kilopascals came, that is vapor pressure of solution. Once again you check, this is 12.3 kilopascals pure solvent, it is 12.08 solution. So vapor pressure of solvent is more, vapor pressure of solution is less. This is one more question from textbook exercise question. So one more question you will see. Calculate the mass of non-volatile solute. Molar mass is 40. Molar mass given 40. So calculate the mass of solute. So that means you have to calculate W2. Molar mass given here, M2 given, M2 is given, which should be dissolved in 114 grams. So this 114 grams, what is W1, mass of solvent. Reduce its vapor pressure to 80%. Reduce its vapor pressure to 80. That means reduce it to 80 means initially it is 100, now reduce it to 80. So what is 100? Vapor pressure, initial vapor pressure, that means vapor pressure of pure solvent is P naught, P1 naught is 100. By adding this one, its vapor pressure reduced to 80. 100 to 80. You know P1 naught, you know P1, W2, W1, M2. and M1. M1 is molar mass of this octane. So use that relation. You have to calculate unknown quantity here is W2 mass. So again, once again we will check here solution. Let the vapor pressure of pure octane P1 naught. So then the vapor pressure of the octane after dissolving the non-volatile solute is 80%. Initially 1, after 80% means 0.8. Initially 100, 80. Initially P1 naught. Now it is 0.8 P1 naught. So molar mass of solute is 40. 40 already given M2. Mass of octane W1 given 114. Molar mass of octane, octane formula C8H18. So M1 is 114. You know M1, W1, M2 and this P1 naught and P1 values. So by using these values in this Raoult's law, P1 naught minus P1 naught, P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught is equal to X2. Substitute all the known quantities and try to calculate unknown quantity W2. So what is the value of W2? 8 grams. 8 grams. Hence the required mass of the solute is 8 grams. Okay. So these are the numericals related to relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay. Thank you. In the next class I will explain about elevation in boiling point and depression in freezing point. So total 4 qualitative properties are there. Now in this class first qualitative property completed. In next class I will complete next 2. Okay. Thank you.